Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book. Whoa, whoa. He has a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, about the Bible. Jace and Dedeker, how are we doing today?
Oh, we're doing so great. I feel like it's been weeks since we've been here.
It has.
Yeah, so it's really great to be able to come back to it.
Yes.
We're in a very noisy area of downtown LA, so we apologize if there's any like honks or sirens or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you can hear them or not.
Very immersive.
Yeah.
Are people into like city ASMR? City sound ASMR?
I don't feel
What
like
is
that's a relaxing
ASMR?
or soothing
Oh,
thing.
what is ASMR, you ask?
Yes, what does it stand
Just
for?
wait while I...
Now, Emily, just close your eyes. I'm going to demo it for you. Close your eyes. So ASMR might be something like this. Hey, so this is the sound of whispering, and it's supposed to feel very soothing and relaxing to you. How does that feel? It's so good, right?
I'm
So
gonna
it's
fall
like that.
asleep.
Right?
I like
Okay,
it.
see, that's
so
exactly
this is,
it.
So
Okay.
ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Ooh.
So if you type into ASMR into like Instagram or YouTube or whatever, you'll find so many videos of like just people making sounds really close to microphones. And so it's
Like playing with sand or like
like
crunching
chopping things or eating things. There's like even like eating sound
Some of it
ASMR.
sounds awful to me, but yeah.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
it does. You hate eating.
Yeah.
Eating sounds are no good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all to say. If you enjoy city sound ASMR coupled with Bible reading ASMR, then you're going to enjoy
Then this
today's
is going to
episode.
be the show for you.
Exactly.
So, what did we do last time? What did we talk about?
Yeah, do you remember? So we're continuing the story of Jacob and Esau. Mm-hmm. What else happened? Oh, and babies got
Yes,
had.
all the
There
babies were had.
12. You said 12 babies?
Did I say 12 babies?
I thought that you
I'm
maybe
not sure I said that.
Maybe you just threw out an arbitrary number, but I thought it was like 12.
Specifically, last time was the whole rigmarole with Jacob conning Laban because he did the like sheep breeding exercise, his animal husbandry con.
Yeah, which I found very weird, but I guess it makes sense because he just wanted all the sheepies. It didn't
Yeah.
matter what
Exactly.
what color they were.
So he just like really encouraged all the sheepies that were like stripy and spotty to keep having stripy, spotty babies so he
Yeah.
could have all the sheeps.
I imagine that happened over a long period of time, right?
Oh, I don't know, whatever the gestational period of a sheep is.
That's a good question. We should look it up.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure.
On this episode of Drunk Animal Husbandry Facts.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, we did learn that he worked for Laban for like 20 years total.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So it was 7 years for each daughter, plus another 6,
Mm-hmm.
where he was... The way it said it was that like the last 6 was in exchange for the flocks.
Right.
So maybe at some point during that 6 years is when he was like, now let's make this deal where I'll take the spotted stripy
Exactly.
ones.
And
then
I'll
he
come
started,
out ahead.
It is 152 days
to have a new sheep.
Okay.
from
good.
between 144 to 152 days.
All right.
So what is that, like 4
It's like
months?
half a year.
No,
Well,
4 months, right?
yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Something like
Okay,
that. So you
so
could do
he
that a
could
couple
have-
times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
for
could
sure.
have a lot
Over the
of
course of
sheep by
6
now.
years. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so Rachel and Leah also were giving their handmaids to Jacob to try to have more babies, and so they ended up they had like 2 each for the handmaids, and then
6
Sarah
each or something?
No, and then Sarah just had 1. She just had Joseph.
Oh, okay.
Not
and the
Sarah.
amazing technical, or not Sarah.
You're
shoot.
confusing all the names.
Who do I mean? Rachel.
Rachel.
Got it. Rachel had Joseph and the
And
amazing
Leah-
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes. And then Leah had Reuben, Levi,
Yeah.
and other people.
I'm sure they're gonna come back.
Dan was one of
They're
them.
gonna.
And Dan. Dan the baby.
Well, I can tell you, we are gonna get a review of those 12 kids because they are actually very important. Because Yeah, later in the
Really?
story. Yes, they are. So
Exciting.
we don't have to worry so much about remembering all their names now.
I'm actually not sure we're going to get to them until the next episode,
That's okay.
though.
That's
But,
okay.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
So what exactly are we reading today?
So today we are reading Genesis 32, 33, and 34.
Alrighty.
That's exciting. And what are we drinking?
Oh yeah, what are we drinking?
We're drinking a Stone Scorpion Bowl IPA.
It's a
We're
bowl
just
of
drinking a bowl of
scorpions.
scorpions.
It's a punch to the stinger, according to Stone.
Yeah. What do you think? Does it taste like a punch to the stinger to you?
It tastes like a pretty normal IPA to me.
Oh, really? See, I think it's much maltier.
Really?
Than,
Malty? What do
Yeah.
you mean by malty?
You know, like the taste of like a Belgian beer? That kind of like sweet, kind of syrupy, almost kind of malt taste?
Yeah, I can get that.
That to me is like what the whole aftertaste of this is, which I don't normally get from an IPA.
Because
So
that's
like,
where just like hops in your face.
right. So this like starts hops and then like becomes a Belgian afterward.
Wow. Well,
That's
Cute.
my-
It
that's my
transforms. That's
Yeah.
nice. Well, I'm on medication where I can't drink for a couple weeks or so. So I'm being very LA and having a juice.
a fresh.
So I'm going to be the sober one
You
while the
realize-
twos of you are cuckoo heads.
You realize what this means.
What
is
does it
that
mean?
You will be the only one with no excuse for reading anything
Oh,
wrong.
no.
Or for mixing something
Oh
up.
man, reading this by it like anyways is really difficult though.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I'm going to get tripped up. Like you don't even have to be drinking to be tripped up by the Bible, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
IMHO.
With that,
With that, we want to remind everyone to both read responsibly and drink responsibly.
And you can drink along with us or you can listen in the car.
but please don't do both at the same time.
And with that,
Oh man, I guess it's me. Genesis 32. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. When he saw them, Jacob said, "This is God's host." He called the name of that place Manaheim. Like Anaheim, but a man?
look at the letters in that word again.
Mahanaheim. Is that it? Is that better?
I really like Manaheim. I hope there's like a Chippendale group that comes out of Anaheim and they call themselves Manaheim.
Anaheim, that's really
That's so
good.
cute.
They'll set up shop like right next to Disneyland. So like
Yes.
after you're exhausted from a day with the kids, mom can go have her day at Disneyland, if you know what I mean. Wink,
With
wink,
those
nudge, nudge.
chippy
Those
mayonnaise.
Chippies, the Manaheim Chippies.
Chippies.
It's like a baseball team.
Oh man. Okay, Mahanaheim. Is that right? How did you
Who
say
knows?
it?
Mahanaim?
Okay. Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers in front of him to Esau, his brother, to the land of Seir, the field of Edom. He commanded them, saying, "This is what you shall tell my lord Esau. This is what your servant Jacob says. I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, men servants, and maid servants." Wait, it's not a manservant, it's a men
Well, it's
servant.
multiple man servants, so they become men servants.
Oh, I see. That's cute.
But why aren't they maids servants?
Maiden servants.
Maidens as servants?
I don't know.
Good point.
That is a good point.
Translator man. I have sent to tell my lord that I may find favor in your sight.
Right. So last time these two bros were around each other is when Jacob tricked Dad into blessing him instead of Esau.
Right.
Yeah.
So Esau was like super pissed
And
the
he
last
was going
time.
to kill him.
Yes.
But Jacob managed to run away in time, and he's been gone now like 20 years.
Okay, my question is, do you think Jacob's sending this message because he's trying to be like, hey, like I can offer you these things, like here's kind of a peace offering, or is he trying to give like a show of strength of like, look at how big my dick is. I have not only oxen, but donkeys and flocks
And men and maid
and
servants.
servants of all kinds and flavors.
Knowing Jacob, I would say the latter, but I would like to think that he's just trying to be a nice boy.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's my own naivete, but I was assuming the first option.
He's being a
Wow.
nice boy.
He's trying to say like, hey, look, I have all this stuff for our family.
Because
Clever.
we're still the same family.
Right.
Right?
Well, I bet we'll find out.
All right. The messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to your brother Esau. Not only that, but he comes to meet you and 400 men with him. Whoa.
Ooh, a lot of men.
Yeah.
Eek. Then Jacob was greatly afraid. No wonder.
No poop.
And was distressed, and he divided the people who were with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels into 2 companies. And he said, if Esau comes to the one company and strikes it, then the company which is left will escape.
I don't know how I feel about that kind of exit strategy of like, I'm going to cut my losses to the tune of 50% of the people and animals that I own.
Yeah.
Also, like, which wives do you put in which half?
Right. Like, do
which
you
half are
equally
you
split
in?
it?
I mean, clearly he's going to put Leah and all of her babies in the half that he's saying goes first.
I guess
And then
that's the
on the
question.
front lines.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I was imagining they went like left and right, but you're saying maybe one goes up forward.
Yeah.
So he can lose
that's
that. And,
sketchy.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and then he
That makes more sense.
Totally. He like sees that they're dying, and so then he's like,
I'm going to take
bye-bye.
all my favorite things and favorite sheep and favorite children
Yes.
and favorite wives and peace out.
Yeah, he's like Levi's and Gad's and Dan's and Leah's, Rachel's and what right? These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Except, yes, no,
It's like when
that's
your brother
good.
attacks unexpectedly and you're feeling sad.
I simply
split
divide all my
stuff
people
into my
in
favorite
half.
things.
And then I won't feel so bad.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, Jacob said, God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, Yahweh, who said to me, return to your country and to your relatives, and I will do you good.
He did
So
say
that's
that,
how we got here.
Yeah.
Now I'm remembering. I am not worthy of the least of all the loving kindnesses. Why did they put that as one word?
Because it is
Loving
it would be one word.
kindnesses.
Loving
kindnesses.
Yeah.
Is that an actual word?
I mean, loving kindness as a word, as like those two words kind of crammed together, that gets used a lot in Buddhism for like metta, like loving kindness meditation.
Maybe
Interesting.
translation-wise, it was one word.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I am not worthy of the least of all the loving kindnesses and of all the truth which you have shown to your servant, for with just my staff I passed over this Jordan, and
Wait, hang on.
now
That's
I have
really-
become 2 companies.
That's really funny because it's like normally it's like he passed over the Jordan, which is the river.
But this Jordan,
just
this man Jordan, I grabbed my staff and passed over it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's
A whole other
Do we
level.
drink for that? Is that
Sure.
innuendo? Does that
Yeah,
count?
okay.
yeah, this man Jordan. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and strike me and the mothers with the children. You said, I will surely do you good and make your seed as the sand of the sea, which can't be numbered because there are so many.
God's been using that metaphor for several generations.
Yeah, I was
now.
like, wait a minute, he said this about this guy too?
It was sand and also stars.
yeah,
are
but he
common.
said that to
Abraham.
Abraham.
Oh,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Maybe
Which was 2 generations ago.
was it just like kind of lore that was passed down from father to father?
I guess. I mean, God's kept talking to each of the generations, though. We
That's
have
true.
established that God's still in communicado. Wait, that means not in communication, doesn't it? Anyway, God's still been talking to them.
Okay, yeah. So he lodged there that night and took from that which he had with him a present for Esau his brother, 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milk camels and their colts, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 she-donkeys. Does that mean a female donkey?
I
What
assume
else?
so.
What else could it possibly mean?
That's just that's a very strange way of
a
putting
she
that.
donkey.
It's not a she-goat and a
guess that's
she-camel,
Right.
but all right, and 10 foals. He delivered them into the hands of his servants, every herd by itself, and he said to his servants, pass over before me and put a space between herd and herd. He commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meets you and asks you, saying, whose are you? Where are you going? Whose are these before you? Wait, who is he saying? Like, who's like all
Like
these sheepies.
Yeah,
and...
whose animals are these that are going before you?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see, yes. Then you shall say, they are your servant Jacob's. It is a present sent to my lord Esau. Behold, he is also behind us. He commanded also the second and the third, and all that followed the herd, saying, this is how you shall speak to Esau when you find him. You shall say, not only that, but behold, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goes before me, and afterward I will see his face. Perhaps he will accept me.
Okay, so either it's like this brilliant idea to send a present ahead, or he really is such a coward that he's like, I'm going to hide at the very, 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 very back of all my stuff and my people and my sheepies and stuff.
What's interesting is that he spaced them out like this.
Yeah.
So it's like Esau's coming along and he's like, oh, I'm so mad. I'm going to get that brother, I'm going to kill him. Mm-hmm. And then he like sees this first herd and he's like, what's your deal? And they're like, these are a present for you, my lord. Also, behold, behind me is Jacob. And then he's like, no, still, I'm going to kill him. And then like rides on for a while more and then gets to the next one. And it's like, what's going on? And it's like another present. So he's going to kind of like wear him down
I see.
over time of like, shit, there's a lot of presents.
Wait a minute. Are all of his things presents now for Esau?
I don't know if it's all of them. It says like he kind of split them up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what he split it up into all the different animals. He's sending the animals one herd at a time.
Right.
Okay.
That's what it is. So it's like first he runs across the herd of female goats and he's like, what's this? And they're like, they're for you. And then it's the male goats. And he's like, what's this? And it's there for you. And then it keeps going along and along in this weird
Maybe
animal
something
parade.
like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
how cute. It's like Noah's Ark all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, but hoping that like he'll wear him down. Okay.
Yes.
Good plan.
So the present passed over before him, and he himself lodged that night in the camp. He rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 handmaids and his 11 sons, there it is, 11, and passed over the ford of the Jabbok.
The Jabberwocky.
The Jabberwocky.
Jabbok. He took them and sent them over the stream and sent over that which he had had. Jacob was left alone and wrestled with a man there until the breaking of the day.
Yeah, keep reading,
what
and
is
then
that?
I have things to tell you about this.
What? That was super random.
Yeah.
It did kind of come out of nowhere, didn't it?
Totally, yeah. He was like, oh, I'm alone, so I'm going to wrestle with you. When he saw that he didn't prevail against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. The hollow of Jacob's thigh was strained as he wrestled. Okay. The man said, let me go, for the day breaks. And Jacob said, I won't let you go unless you bless me.
Yeah, really though. Okay,
What is
sorry.
this?
We kind of let this go by. This hollow of the thigh situation, is this another like euphemism for grabbing his balls like we came across a few chapters
I
ago?
hadn't considered that.
Is that what like
And again, like, what the hell is this? Why are we talking about this?
Well, I'm hoping we're going to get some more clues as we read on here.
Because you seem like you know what this is.
I know the way it was taught to me.
Yeah,
but
I know
want,
this was
There's a
taught to
thing
me
that
also.
was taught about this?
This is one of the stories you get taught at some point in Bible school. At least I did.
Oh!
What?
When I was at the Met. When I was at
was
the
there a
Met
thing
seeing the
about it?
Delacroix, when I was, and there was a thing of Jacob wrestling someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this? I don't remember this. And then
Here it is.
Here
Here it is. Yeah, so keep reading.
Keep reading to the end of it because I'm actually curious what the real story is. Because again, like a lot of stuff, like even with like Satan and Job, where we all grew up thinking it was Satan as in the devil, and then
you
we
just
realized
gestured towards man. I'm like, nope. Gestured towards her.
Jeez.
right. But we grew up thinking it was one thing and realizing like, oh, actually, that's not in the story. That's
Right.
not actually here. So I'm very curious about this.
Okay. So apparently the hollow of Jacob's thigh was strained as he wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The man said, let me go, for the day breaks. Jacob said, I won't let you go unless you bless me. He said to him, what is your name? He said, Jacob. He said, your name will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have fought with God and with men and have prevailed. Wait, is this guy God?
Keep reading.
Jacob asked him, please tell me your name. He said, why is it that you ask what my name is? He blessed him there. How does one bless someone? Do they just like go like, bless, and like touch them
just
on
a
their
little-
forehead and
a
they're
little
like,
tap on the
bless,
head.
bless.
I don't know.
That's what it's become now. I have no idea what it could have been.
Maybe they had more of a ritual to it back then. I don't know.
All right. Jacob called the name of the place Peniel.
I was waiting for you to say penile. Yeah.
It looks like penile, but I didn't want to say penile.
Peniel.
Peniel. Yeah. For, he said, I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved, and I have seen his penile.
Oh, God.
Gosh.
The sun rose on him as he passed over Peniel, and he limped because of his thigh. Therefore, the children of Israel don't eat the sinew of the hip, which is on the hollow of the thigh to this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew of the hip.
So is it like the groin area?
I would imagine we would call it
the tendon that's there.
Yeah. Everyone reach inside your thigh here.
Everyone go to the hollow of your thigh.
Feel that tendon there? I think
it's very tender for sure.
But I could imagine limping if that got touched by God.
I guess you wouldn't want to eat it.
Wait, why are we eating our thighs?
No, I mean, of animals, I think it's...
Oh, okay. Well, I don't do that either.
Well, okay.
Okay, so yes. So you did call it that, like, this is a story of Jacob wrestling with God.
Yeah.
Right. Which, like, it comes out of nowhere.
It does come out of nowhere.
It really
was
does.
sometimes taught to me that, like, Jacob had a dream in which he wrestled with God.
Really?
That sounds like some bull stuff to me.
Well, that's interpretation, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. That sounds pretty sketch to me.
Yeah.
Of just sort of a way to justify, like, the craziness of this.
Of this coming out of nowhere. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it just, again, it's like Jacob was left alone and wrestled with a man there until the breaking of day. And you're like, wait, what? Who?
Who? How?
What guy?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, because I remember when this was taught to me as a kid, it was taught as a pretty unique thing of, like, the fact that Jacob, like, actually confronted God and kind of wrestled with him. But that, as we've seen, actually, like, all of the members of his family so far have, like, disagreed with God or negotiated with God.
They have been, like, ballsy enough to really confront God. You know, like Abraham being like, nah, don't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
Well, we all know that happened.
Yeah,
That
well,
went
God's
down.
like, okay, fine, but then did it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess couldn't find the 10 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's very much not the thing that, I guess at least my image of, like, very obedient servants of God
Just
is more
unquestioning
like
devotion.
Well, it's like the Monty Python and the Holy Grail thing of, like, what are you doing? Like, averting my eyes, oh Lord, right? And like that whole, like, we have to show all of this humble
deference.
Yeah. And instead, these guys are like, nah, dude, like, come on,
I'll wrestle with you.
Yeah.
I'll touch your thigh.
I'll fight you. You better bless me, though.
I mean, but God just did it. He's like, I'm going to bless you. I don't know. Jacob kind of seems like a coward.
Well,
yeah, we've seen that.
but he did wrestle with God right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's pretty badass.
randomly.
Does one plan out one's wrestling with God? It seems like it's kind of out of your hands.
Was it not a premeditated wrestling session? Maybe it was.
Maybe
Doesn't
it was.
see it. Maybe
We don't know.
We don't know. They
Yeah.
didn't write down that part.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, can I read my chapter?
And also, his name's Israel. That will be important for
Yeah.
like following the
Like-
story.
Like
Israel.
yes, like the Israel we know and love today.
Yes.
Oh, wait. So no, we're not calling him Jacob anymore.
No,
Well, we're going to call him both. That's actually a weird thing about this is it's going to go back and
That's
forth.
true.
Incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
So unlike Abram and Abraham, where it was just a switch and then we're always
And
that,
Sarai and Sarah.
Yes.
this one's going to use both now.
Oh, yeah. Here we are. Jacob.
Yes. Okay. Genesis 33. Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and with him 400 men.
Oh, no.
He divided the children between Leah and Rachel into the two handmaids. I hope he divided them appropriately, not just arbitrarily. He
Also,
put-
like, these handmaids have names. And you also
No,
married
apparently
them.
they don't.
They don't matter, Jace. Come on. You know this.
They were Bilpah and Zarephath.
See, you don't even remember their names. Clearly, they didn't matter. Okay. He put the handmaids and their children in front. Oh,
Wow.
hang on. Leah and her children after.
It saw that one coming.
And Rachel and Joseph at the rear. Classic
I'll put you
Jacob.
in the rear.
Such hierarchy. Okay.
Sheesh.
He himself passed over in front of them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times.
How Japanese of him.
It is very Japanese. Until he came near to his brother. Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, fell on his neck, maybe like hugged him all around the neck or something.
Yeah,
No,
just, like,
he
put
kissed
his
his
head on
neck
his neck.
and then
Kissed him.
kissed him on the mouth.
Kissed him and they wept. Oh,
Well,
okay.
kissing on the mouth actually was a thing that people would have done at this time, from what I remember
before we invented
learning.
homophobia, really.
Yeah.
I like that. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see people, like men and their sons, kiss each other on the mouth, even when they're like much older.
I still sometimes kiss my mom and sister on the mouth.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just like pecks, not like making out or anything, but...
No, I had a friend when I was in middle school who he and his dad would kiss each other on the mouth.
Yeah,
and his
exactly.
mom too. And to me, this was like so both weird, but I also like kind of had enough understanding to be like, but maybe that's kind of cool and I wish my family did that.
Yeah.
But like, but I'm still really weirded out by it. It was such a like
My mother and I like
conflict.
barely hug.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, so they kissed each other and hugged and wept.
And hugged and wept. Okay, so it's like a happy reunion.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah.
maybe he was, like you said, really angry, and then now he's worn down, and now he's like crying because he's so happy that he's got all the sheep now.
Or it's like Gladiator, and he actually like has a freaking knife, and he's gonna stab his brother as he's hugging him.
Oh, like he's gonna betray him.
Let's hope not. But
Okay.
we'll say okay.
He lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children and said, "Who are these with you?" He
All
said,
y'all, who are they?
He said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the handmaids came near with their children, and they bowed themselves. That's a really weird translation. How
They
could you bow?
bowed themselves.
How could you bow someone else? Okay. Leah also and her children came near and bowed themselves. After that, Joseph came near with Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Esau said, "What do you mean by all this company which I met?" Jacob said, "To find favor in the sight of my Lord." Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Let that which you have be yours."
Oh.
Jacob said, "Please, no, if I have now found favor in your sight, then receive my present at my hand, because I have seen your face as one sees the face of God, and you were pleased with me. Please, take the gift that I brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough." He urged him, and he took it.
Wow.
A lot of this back and forth around giving gifts or not.
Again,
You're right.
Very Japanese.
I guess that's true. I guess that is true. Okay. Esau said, "Let us take our journey and let us go, and I will go before you." Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are tender."
I recommend
They're
eating
gonna
them
be
first.
exactly. They're gonna be really tasty.
But don't eat that sinew of the thigh.
Yeah, nowhere.
It's a doozy. Okay, all right. "My Lord knows that the children are tender, and that the flocks and herds with me have their young, and if they overdrive them one day, all the flocks will die." Jeez.
What do you mean, like
Like
overdrive?
if we
Make them walk too much.
make them
Put
walk
them
too
into
much.
overdrive,
Like an
Yeah.
Oregon Trail, when you put it to grueling pace.
Right.
and then
like
everyone
that.
starts dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
And
dysentery shows up,
dysenterians,
and
yeah,
it's all over.
dysenterian. I don't know why I just said that. Yes.
"Please let my Lord pass over before his servant, and I will lead on gently, according to the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord to Seir." Esau said, "Let me now leave with you some of the folk who are with me."
All right, before we go on to the next chapter of the Bible, we want to take a quick moment to talk about how this show gets made and how you can help ensure that this show keeps getting made. And the best way to do that is to become one of our supporters on Patreon. So on our Patreon, which is at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy, we have several tiers where you can help support this show, as well as getting a bunch of cool benefits. So the first is that even for just $1 a month, you can become a member of our Patreon, and that helps us to keep this show going, as well as getting you access to being able to comment on the Patreon page, as well as read comments that we make or that other members make. At $6 a month, you can be a parishioner, which lets you get access to our bonus episodes, which we record basically every week to go along with the episode. Sometimes
They're very fun.
Yeah, they're super fun to do. Sometimes these are like more in-depth analysis or research on something, or sometimes it's an interview with an expert. Sometimes it's just watching movies or musicals based on the Bible together and joking about them or commenting on them. And then at $12 a month, you can become a disciple. And with that, in addition to becoming part of the community, getting all the bonus episodes and anything else that we put out, you also get ad-free episodes, and they come out 2 days early. So you get to be cooler than all of your friends because you already know those Bible chapters 2 days before them. So then when you listen together with them, you can be like, I knew that.
I knew that,
of course,
obviously.
right?
Duh. No question.
Yeah, exactly.
So in addition to this, we're also really trying to reach our goal of getting 300 patrons. So this is a very exciting goal because once we reach it, we can start releasing 2 Bible studies a week instead of 1. And that's amazing. I mean, it means that you and we do not need to wait as long between episodes. We don't have to wait as long to record multiple episodes. Y'all don't need to wait as long to get those multiple episodes. So it's a win-win-win, win-win for everyone.
Also, we would absolutely love to hear what you think of the show. So if you can take 2 minutes out of your day to go to iTunes or to Stitcher and leave us a review, we would love to hear from you. Is there a particular chapter that really moved you as you heard us drunkenly read it and make jokes about it? What's your background? Were you also raised atheist like Emily was, or were you raised in the church, in the Christian church like Jason and I were? Were you raised in a completely different religion? We want to know your thoughts. So again, go to iTunes or go to Stitcher, leave us a review, let us know. He said, "Why? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." I don't understand what that interaction was about. Esau was trying to be like, "Want to take some of my people?" And Jacob was like, "No, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't need your people.
Clearly I got plenty of people. So
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't need more mouths to feed." Okay. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. Jacob journeyed to Succoth, built himself a house, and made shelters for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth.
Does that mean like cattle shelter?
Probably. Sukkoth, maybe? Okay. Jacob came in peace to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Paddan Aram and encamped before the city. He bought the parcel of ground where he had spread his tent. Spread it, not pitched it.
Yes, damn it.
At the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money.
Pieces of money.
It could have been like any type of money.
Could have been anything.
It could have been pennies, but it's 100 of them.
Just, okay.
Yeah.
He erected an altar there and called it El Elohe Israel. And that's the end of the chapter.
So I'm honestly a little disappointed that we didn't get a big long exchange about how he bought this parcel of land and how much he insisted he pay for it.
And who he bought it from exactly.
Right.
Well, I'm actually a little sad that we didn't get like a big old fight and confrontation between the two brothers. I expected that, and you know what? The Bible let me down.
What if the man that Jacob wrestled with was secretly Esau, and Esau was like conning Jacob back, where Esau's like, I'm dress
God.
like God does. I'm going to string up some LEDs around my head and make you believe that I'm God.
There you go. Exactly.
That's how I'm going to get you back.
And also change your name to Israel, because that's what I always wanted to call you when you were a little kid.
Exactly.
Then you have to do it because God told you to. Ha 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 ha.
Oh man. I wonder how God dresses. Well, it's like, also, does God just materialize as a man, or does God take the shape of a man in some form, or does he like put his mind into a current man?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
A current model man?
Exactly. No, like is he like Voldemort and like
where he like possesses somebody.
Yeah, can he like possess and embody Professor Quirrell and then become this guy that
the turbans
Jacob
would
wrestles.
be appropriate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what have we seen so far? We've seen that like God was walking around in the Garden of Eden and he was just walking around.
Yeah,
and there weren't any other people yet.
No.
That's true.
So he did just kind of materialize or was there or whatever.
But then also
Where else have we seen God like...
Well, we've seen the angels be the sexy boys.
Yes.
That was in Professor Brothers. They were not actually described as sexy boys in real life.
They were described as men.
Okay, well, everyone wanted to have sex with them.
God was one of them, too.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
No. When the three men
showed
came
up,
to
God was one of
Abraham's,
them,
God was one of
but
them. Not,
there was two
obviously,
angels.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Well, I didn't know that.
It was God and two angels that came to Abraham,
Yes.
and then later it was just the two angels
who went to Sodom.
because God couldn't be bothered.
Right. And we've seen, Job references God speaking out of the storm.
But see, that's more like
technically in the future.
the image we have of God.
Yeah, he's like yelling down at
from
you
the clouds.
from the clouds.
Yeah.
And that's actually not technically in the future. That, as we established, would be around the same time as this.
I get you.
Right? But so that's the evidence we have so far.
Okay.
About
So
God.
there's no evidence. I'm assuming that he just materializes in whatever shape he wants to take that day.
Yeah.
And is like, I'm a wrestling boy now.
Well, yeah, okay. God can take whatever shape he wants to take for whatever purpose he's trying to accomplish, right?
Sure.
And so if it's like I want to be able to sit and talk to you and eat your wife's bread and not scare you.
I thought you were going to say something else.
And not scare you off. I can show up just looking like a dude, but if I want to like lay down some truth and have you make sure you pay attention to me, I'll speak out of the storm. Right. Something like that.
He's like, or if I just want to have some all-night wrestling, I'll show up as a genuine wrestle boy.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be great.
It'll be great. All right, and with that, Genesis
it's all
34.
You, Jace.
Yes. Dinah.
I always think of the cat.
So what's this cat from again? You said the Aristocats the other day.
Apparently it's not.
No,
you just
I'm pretty sure it was Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I think you're
Her
right.
cat Dinah.
Dinah.
Yeah, Dinah.
Oh, Dinah.
Okay.
And
Alice
she's
in
a
Wonderland.
long-time
Little
blonde Alice.
vapid, blonde, so-and-so.
Wow, you two have some strong feelings about Alice.
I just think Alice was just a very passive protagonist.
Yeah, well, she was a child.
Yeah, she was a child, but like there's plenty of Disney movies where children do amazing things.
That's true.
That's true.
So
Well, it was an old movie.
that's true.
She was a lady.
Yeah.
A lady child. All right, Dinah.
Okay, here we go. Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land.
So
I guess like the
Dinah
locals.
went out.
She went out to see the locals.
The local ladies.
Okay. Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her.
Oh.
He took her, lay with her,
Wow.
and humbled her.
What? That does not sound good at all.
No, none of that sounds like anything I want to have happen to me when I'm going out to meet with local ladies.
No, seriously. Let's look up some translations of
Humbled
that.
her?
Humbled her.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, come on. I bet Dinah humbled him. Okay?
Okay. Let's see. What translations do we want to look at here? Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the Good News translation.
Yes.
When Shechem, son of Hamor the Hivite, who was chief of that region, saw her, he took her and raped her.
Whoa.
So
Well, you know what? They call it what it is.
Yeah.
And
Geez, they're not being
guess
poetic about
I
it.
appreciate
the
that.
King James version says that he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
That's basically the same thing.
Jeez,
So
yeah.
this version is like,
The Message
He
Bible
humbled
also
her.
says raped.
Gosh.
whoa.
Well, okay. So pretty much every translation is saying something like that, right? And he oppressed the virgin with violence.
What about the NIV that we were reading?
Yeah, let's see. The New International Version, and he raped her.
Wow.
So here's what I want to point out this is, so some say humbled, some say defiled, some say raped. The Common English Bible says humiliated her, took her by force. Yeah. So anyway, pretty much universally bad news. Okay.
I have to put a trigger warning on this one.
Yeah, seriously.
I
Jizz.
have to put a trigger warning on the whole Bible, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but this is, the next thing pisses me off.
Okay. His soul joined to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young lady and spoke kindly to the young lady.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm pretty
Cool.
sure like a lot of things out there, a lot of people will point to this and say, okay, well, in the Bible,
Okay.
I love this woman and it's fine.
Let's wait and see what the point of this chapter is,
Yeah.
because who knows
y'all
where it will
know?
go. I don't know, but sometimes they pull a fast one on you, where when you think it's going one way, it goes the other. So I'm curious to see kind of what the point of this story is.
Okay, so he sees her, he grabs her and he rapes her and then says nice things to her. Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this young lady as a wife." Now Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter, and his sons were with his cattle in the field. Jacob held his peace until they came.
That was nice of you, Jacob. You didn't storm the castle.
Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to talk with him. The sons of Jacob came in from the field when they heard it. The men were grieved and they were angry because he had done folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter. Which thing ought not to be done? Which thing ought not to be done? Yes.
Okay.
Hamor talked with them, saying, "The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife. Make marriages with us. Give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves.
What?
You shall dwell with us, and the land will be before you. Live and trade in it, and get possessions in it." So just get stuff.
Just get some stuff.
Yeah, we'll
It'll
get
be
a bunch
great.
of stuff. Don't worry.
Consumer culture, it's great. Shechem said to her father and to her brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you will tell me I will give. Ask a great amount for a dowry, and I will give whatever you ask of me, but give me the young lady as a wife.
Cheers.
The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, with deceit, and spoke because he had defiled Dinah, their sister, and said to them, we can't do this thing, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised.
Okay, trigger warning.
For that is a reproach to us. Only on this condition will we consent to you. If you will be as we are, that every male of you be circumcised.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're talking about the male circumcision,
Yes.
not the
Yes.
female.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good. I was worried for a second, and I was like, oh, man. I hear you. I hear you, Jace.
Then will we give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we'll become one people. They're like really talking it up, right?
yeah.
But they're lying here.
If you will not listen to us to be circumcised, then we will take our sister, and we will be gone. Their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. Great.
They're like, great, easy. I wasn't using that anyway.
Hamor comes back to his son. He's like, so, son, I went out and talked with these fine Israelites out here.
It was a great conversation. We had so much in common.
Lovely people.
Really, like, amazing.
Okay,
And
great, Dad. So you got me a wife?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no problem at all. There's just this one thing. There's just one small, really. In your case, it's quite small.
No problem, Dad. What is it?
So you just have to do a little snipperoony magoonie.
But it's okay. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
I'm also doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, in fact, we have to tell every single man in our tribe to do this.
Man.
So it's going to be a fun night.
Real fun.
The young man didn't wait to do this thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter.
He was like, hot dog.
Whoa. No problem.
And he was honored above all the house of his father. Hamor and Shechem, his son, came to the gate of their city and talked with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceful with us. Therefore, let them live in the land and trade in it. For behold, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition will the men consent to dwell with us.
It's just okay. There's one little snag, just one thing, and
one
it's really
small
like
detail
compared to like what we're getting out of this. Like really, we're coming out ahead. So
yeah, for sure.
To become one people, if every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised, won't their cattle and their substances and all their animals be ours? Only let us give our consent to them, and they will dwell with us.
I can't even imagine like being a townsperson and hearing this. Like you gathers all the men, and like you're like,
me?
You're like, wait,
what?
Hey, how long have we known these people? Like, wait, like I didn't even know that was a thing people did in this world.
Exactly.
All right, that sounds super messed up.
Yeah. Can you imagine like this part of your body that probably, for all intents and purposes, the men that I've known in my life love their penises.
Love this part of their body. Okay,
exactly.
No, let me just add another layer to this of like, at a time when you weren't exactly doing surgery quite regularly.
Yeah.
And if you had to
like
cut
a hacked up
like if you
stone that you use.
Exactly. First of all, the best you got is like a sharp piece of obsidian, and then second of all, it's like
flint knife is what we learned before.
How easy could that get infected or
incredibly
heal
easily
incorrectly? Like it's just really treacherous. That's like really a hard sell. It'd be a hard sell even now if it's like it'll be all sterile and clean and a professional will do it. But even then, where it's just like we're just going to take this flint knife and hope for the best.
Good luck.
But hey, we'll get some cattle and maybe some ladies.
Yeah, easy, no problem. So all who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and to Shechem his son, and every male was circumcised.
Wow.
All who went out of the gate of his city. It happened on the third day, when they were sore, that two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword, came upon the unsuspecting city, and killed all the males.
Whoa!
They killed Hamor and Shechem his son.
Dang.
With the edge of the sword, as opposed to like hitting him with the hilt of it, I guess.
Yeah, they just were like...
And took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went away.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's okay. First of all, I really got to hand it to them for being so crafty that they really are like, we're going to make them injure themselves and be incapacitated, and then we're going to come strike and get our revenge.
Also, let's point out the difference between Lot's side of the family and Abraham's side of the family, where Lot was like, here's my daughters, take them, do whatever you want.
That's
and
true.
Jacob's side of the family is like, circumcise yourself and then we'll murder all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you
differences there.
get. That's what you get.
So I guess
do
I appreciate
that.
Right? Yeah.
Man.
They at least stood up for also the women in their family.
I know. Thank you.
Didn't treat them as expendable like everyone else
Yeah,
has.
they weren't just like, well, whatever, if you give us enough cattle, then you can marry her.
Yeah.
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 Jeez.
Principles, I guess.
Yeah. They killed him with the edge of the sword. Okay. Then Jacob's sons came on the dead and plundered the city. I'm not sure what that's
They
supposed
came
to
on
mean.
What can we look up a translation? It's got to be something better than they came on the dead.
Goodness. It's got them all excited.
Oh, jeez.
boy.
It's just adding insult. They teabagged the dead.
Yeah.
And that's where that tradition was born. That's carried on
my
in
goodness.
video
Carried
games
on
today.
in Halo, even to this day.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I forgot about that until
what
you
you got?
just.
So many translations say came upon the slain, came
Okay.
upon the dead. Let's see. What's a good translation to look at? King James says came upon the slain. The Message says, when the rest of Jacob's sons came on the scene of the slaughter. So
Okay.
came on like they walked into it.
They
so it's just not getting any
happened
better.
upon- yeah.
Well, I think the thing that was confusing me, that actually makes sense, because the Message says when the rest of Jacob's sons.
Oh, right, because it was just Simeon and Levi who came in and killed everyone.
Right, because
and-
I thought, like, you were already there. How did you come on them?
Right.
Like, ooh. But if it's the other ones, like, then they
That
came
came
on
upon
the
it,
dead,
I
and we're like,
see.
oh,
I
shit.
see.
And they were like, "Oh,
Right.
we're gonna take all your stuff."
So Jacob's sons, I guess now all of them,
Yeah.
came on the dead and plundered the city because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks, their herds, their donkeys, that which was in the city, that which was in the field, and all their wealth.
Dang.
They took captive all their little ones
Whoa.
and their wives,
Whoa.
and took as plunder everything that was in the house.
Jeez.
Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have troubled me, to make me odious to the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I am few in number. They will gather themselves together against me and strike me, and I will be destroyed, I and my house." They said, "Should he deal with our sister as with a prostitute?"
Dang. Okay,
And that's
so.
the end of the chapter.
Jeez.
Whoa. These two like buff brothers
Right.
just were like, "Dad, come on, man."
Like seriously, Dad. Like, stop it.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, really, I was wrong. It's not about sides of the family. It's just specifically these brothers
These
who
brothers
are
who are
like, that's
like-
not cool.
yeah.
Because
I
Dad's
mean,
like, no, we should have just.
we should have just like made them circumcise themselves
And
and
then
then
like,
laughed
got-
about it.
and
got
then
a
laughed
lot
about
of-
it and took everyone away.
Yeah.
Right, and like taken a lot of cattle, and we could have like bred some stripy ones and conned them
would've been
again.
great.
Right?
We could have conned everyone, but no. Kill all the men.
of them.
Yeah.
All
And
the men.
enslave all their children and wives.
So I do
Jeez.
remember this story now.
Oh, you do?
do you?
Oh, do you not remember learning about this
don't.
one?
They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
teach this? Are you kidding me?
I think I'd learned about this one in college when
So-
I was kind of studying stuff a little bit more.
But what? Okay, again, what is the moral here? Like, what is the takeaway?
I think, well, as we've seen with a lot of Genesis, it's not so much about teaching lessons as much as conveying sort of the history and mythology behind a certain peoples.
No, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, this is the story of when we fragged a good one on the Shechemites or whoever they are. I think the moral of the story is that rape is bad if it's by a non-Jewish man.
Oh, I
Whoa.
see. By a non-Israelite.
By a non-Israelite,
specifically,
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's that, like, we're not going to tolerate rape if it's being done by a non-Israelite.
Huh.
Well, I mean, all of this, as we've established, like everyone's very tribist, especially our protagonists
Yes.
here, who are very much like, something was done to us, we're going to get revenge tenfold. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of freaking Cain's grandson or whatever. He's like, if Cain was avenged tenfold, I'm
Right.
avenged 40-fold,
Oh, yeah.
or whatever I forget the numbers.
Layman,
Right.
in layman's terms. Was it Layman?
I don't,
No, Laban, the wives
Laban.
of Laban.
No, wives of Lamech.
Lamech.
Yeah.
Laban
Too
was the
many
guy. I
men
know. Yeah.
with L names.
Yes, Lamech, wives of Lamech.
Yeah.
Right. It reminds me of that, though, that sort of philosophy of like, if someone crosses us a little bit, we're going to get them back 10 million fold.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, everyone in God's country is super vengeful and spiteful and angry.
Seems that way.
But I get it. I mean, I wasn't happy about her being raped either.
No, but think about when you don't exactly have like a judicial system that works in this situation because he's from a different tribe.
Yeah.
And, there is no way to enact any kind of punishment. And he's also kind of trying to buy their sister from him, essentially.
Well, he's also like a prince or a nobleman or something. So extra not punishable.
Exactly. And he also just kind of assumes that, like, first of all, he can take what he wants right away. But then also if he wants to keep her around, then he can just be like, whatever, it's easy. Like, I'll just buy him off. Like, great. But
the part of this story, though, that I remember when I learned about it before bothered me, and it still bothers me now, is that we just kind of barely acknowledge the fact that then they take all their kids and wives after killing all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's okay.
Well, yeah. Well, slavery is okay unless it's the Israelites who are slaves, as will be reinforced later on.
Right.
It's okay to have slaves. Yes, it's okay to have slaves. Like, we can have slaves even though we have the personal experience of being slaves.
Right.
But it's just not okay if an Israelite's a slave.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely seems though, like, overall, the message is more about, like, just, like, get one up on everyone else, like, survive at all costs, and, like, be loyal to your family and your tribe first and foremost. Unless it's conning them out of a blessing from your father, then do what you will. Right, but that's kind of the deal.
Yeah, wow. Well, that was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
It was a bit of a grim
What do you think is going to happen next time?
Yeah, do you have any guesses?
I
know because I've already been planning the bonus content for us.
Oh, geez.
So I know what's coming up.
Do you have any hints? Can you give any, like, clues?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Cryptic clues?
Cryptic clues. Well, there's going to be a whole lot of this kind of, like, history of the family first.
Okay.
But then we're going to start getting into the next key story in this timeline.
Which I'm assuming is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah.
Jace is dancing. You can't see it, but
exciting.
It's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured that was coming eventually. That's not a part of Exodus. It's still
No, not yet. It's still in Genesis. Still in the gen. It's not next gen yet.
It's still in gen.
Joseph's a good story. That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's a story that definitely really gets a lot of play in Sunday school.
Why? Because it's colorful?
Well,
I give this part of. I don't know. It's just one of the stories that gets told. It's always in a children's Bible.
We'll cover it more when we get there, because then we'll be able to see, like, what the themes are and what the deal is.
And listen to some Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff.
Absolutely.
Yay! Well, yes?
I was just going to say that will be the last part of next week's episode is when we'll get the beginning of Joseph.
Okay.
So Joseph's going to cover more than one episode.
Okay.
So just everyone, like, mark your calendars. Next Wednesday, Joseph.
It's Joseph time.
And the next Wednesday, more
Joseph time.
Possibly even another one. I don't know yet. I haven't looked that far ahead.
Wow. Well, can't wait. Join us for some more shenanigans then.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including bonus episodes, new series, guest interviews, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at DrunkBibleCast, on Instagram at DrunkBibleStudy, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the book of Genesis is Fanfare for Space by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit. I thought about